Hey, how y'all doing? It's Mike again. This is day 4 of the 22 push-ups a day for veteran suicide awareness. Yesterday I talked about the need for society to come around as returning warriors and to just be able to bear the burdens of war with them. And this process is kind of like a purification slash cleansing that kind of acknowledges the terrible things that happen in war. And it's kind of like a transference to help bear that burden so that the service member does not have to bear it all by themselves. And there's one responsibility that we as returning warriors have to society when we get home, and it's integral for this purification slash cleansing process to happen. You know what? We're not that great at it. It's called storytelling, and we as returning warriors need to be able to tell our war stories because society has absolutely no comparison to our experience. Their ideas from war come from John Wayne and movies and stuff like that. I don't know about you, but I was raised by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone and Van Damme and Kurt Russell. Those were my concepts of what war was like whenever I was growing up as a kid. And having gone to war now, I now know that there is no glory in war. I now know the reality of war, and it's our job as returning warriors to be able to tell society the reality of war. I mean, what if society heard the story of a Marine who, as they patrolled the streets of Baghdad next to his best friend, hit a roadside bomb, and his best friend's bones were actually blown into his body? What if they heard the story of the anger and hatred that entire squad of Marines felt as they searched the streets of Baghdad hunting for the murderers? What if they heard the story of a group of soldiers that annihilated a squad of the enemy, and as they went through identifying bodies and stuff like that, looking at wallets, they contemplated the people in the pictures in that dead enemy's wallet, the people that hoped that they would one day see their loved one again? I imagine that probably brought some feelings up for him. What if they heard the story of a machine gunner at Khe Sanh who, with tears in his eyes, mowed down hundreds of Viet Cong as they were trying to overtake his position, and he screamed, "Stop coming at me, I don't want to kill you. Stop, go home." What if society heard these stories? We cannot leave it up to Hollywood to dictate what war, the reality of war is to society. It's our job to do that. Edward Tick about storytelling writes, "Like a hologram, one person's story extends into others to reveal the larger story of what happened to us all and what meaning we might discover in it. A personal war story is always about everyone who participated in the war, as well as their family members, their friends, and their communities. War stories are about the earth and the damage done to it. They're about the nations who waged war and the histories and politics, beliefs, and values that led up to them. And they're about the wounds and deaths that result and how they shape the future of everyone in every place involved. Storytelling does not allow the returning warrior to be the single vessel of the shame that happens from the atrocities in war. It doesn't allow them to be the single vessel of all the anger and hatred of the things that happened to them, the things that they might have been forced to do over there. Storytelling doesn't allow society to kind of ignore the atrocities of war either. There's two different aspects of storytelling. And I think that when a state or a tribe go to war, everybody's involved. Everybody in that community is involved. And if when we come home, we are able to share our experiences with everyone, it's my hope that the realities of war that are shared with our society will minimize the willingness for us to ever go to war again. And Edward Tick once again writes, "Notoriously, however, few of our veterans seek a public platform, nor are they offered one. Veterans most often withhold their stories not only because of the pain evoked in telling them, but also because they fear that in our culture of denial, we won't properly receive them. And without telling their stories, veterans cannot truly become warriors. Remember, we're trying to get rid of that veteran label. We're trying to remember that we are warriors. This is part of that. To continue, instead, they become stuck in the role of scapegoat, carriers of the tribal shadow. Let me read that again. Instead, they become stuck in the role of scapegoat, carriers of the tribal shadow. If we are to redress this situation, we have a profound responsibility to be a supportive audience for those who went to war in our name. I'm going to do these push-ups and just think about that, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Take care.